really delighted to be here today and want to thank Jeff and 140 EDU and Geo. I really want to thank educators everywhere. Your investment in our common future is so critical, and your work every day, it really does make the stars light up in the sky, like they say. So thank you so much. My initials are Webb, Wendy E. Brawer, but as Geo said, the Green Map project that you're seeing images from all over the world and also from our office downtown really got started before the internet, and the internet is part of what gave it loft and lift around the world. I really got started in all this because I love New York City, and back in the early 90s I was seeing all these places, all these signs of progress towards sustainability that nobody knew about. I was seeing nature everywhere, and people didn't have it in their mental image of New York, didn't go and make it part of their life. So I was trying to think about a way to help people of all walks of life connect with the green side of New York, and I decided to create a map. I think maps might be the original form of social media. They're universally understood, they're resource efficient, they give people a new worldview, and they help people connect in new ways, whether they're a resident, a visitor, or whether they're just dreaming about their future. Anyhow, that first Green Apple map was published in 1992 on paper and using hand drawing in some respects, and people around the world reacted to it, and they asked, how can we make a green map of our community? And of course, these requests came by mail at that time. And I started thinking about how could I create a locally led, globally connected method of creating green maps in cities around the world. And as I was thinking about it, I was watching people use our map. By this time, there were a couple editions. And I noticed how they were zeroing in on the little symbols that we used. And I thought, wow, if we could co-create a universal symbol system, this could be the medium through which we could connect all the maps and the networks behind them and really help bring these different constituencies together. You know, we have so many things going on in our communities that we are missing all the time. Maybe this iconography could help promote and become like a PR service for the hometown environment. So I brought this idea of creating a global iconography to the UN Social Summit, where I was invited to speak about the greening of New York in 1995. And a group of designers called O2 threw ideas on the table. One person threw a modem on the table, and we all looked at this brand new medium, and ta-da, Green Map system was off and running. So it was the dawn of the net. In fact, greenmap.org is one of the URLs created before they even started counting how many URLs there were. And truly, it began to grow just like a social sculpture, which is a term I totally learned from Geo. And it was really amazing to see how many people were using these tools in different ways to bring people together and create a dialogue about what do we value in our community. What do we want more people to know about? What issues do we want to highlight on these maps? And what audiences do we want to motivate? And it was just incredible, this mix of creativity and local leadership and this hunger to help people overcome feelings that they couldn't do anything about the environment, that it was just too big an issue. Green Map brought it down to the local level where people could grasp it and get involved. So it was a very powerful tool for the people who created the maps as well as for those who used it. And as educators know, it never stops, our learning. And to me, this is one of the really important things about social media, is this ability to rekindle this thirst all around the world and make it easy for people to find out and dive in and get more done together. So students started getting involved in about 1998, and some of the first kids were in Brooklyn and Calgary. The Calgary kids actually invented our icon for a child-friendly site. They said, you haven't included us. What are you doing? This is about inclusive participation. Where are we? So this became one of our global symbols shared all over the world. We've actually made the iconography as a living language, and it's been updated 3 times now. These young people brought not only new icons, they also brought fresh blood into the project, and there have been so many intergenerational projects where kids are learning from the seniors in their communities, or kids themselves are taking the initiative to take on difficult issues, like right here in Red Hook, Brooklyn, when there was a planned waste transfer station in 1999. The kids mapped what was going to happen to their community if these 5,000 truck trips per day were going to start impacting their lives. And they helped stop that waste transfer station, not only in their community, but 2 other low-income communities of color on our waterfront. What an empowering thing for these young people to gain a voice, to be able to address an issue in a way that not only their peers, but their elders would listen and see how what we're doing to the world impacts young people and their dreams for the future. So this led to our creating a disc for educators. You know, teachers have such different needs. So in about 2000, we released this disc. It was really great because we've always tried to apply the lowest common denominator, make our tools the most adaptable and useful for everybody. That's why we made our icons as a font, so they would work with any computer program. And of course, we also provided them as stickers for folks with no computers early on. But this disc was also adaptable by teachers for different grade levels, for different kinds of pedagogical concerns. And it's now part of the toolkit that everybody gets who registers at greenmap.org/join. So this means that even if you're intending to make an adult project, you have a great opportunity to get involved with local schools and extend it to after school, universities, etc. So right now, we're in about 760 communities around the world. This is in 55 countries, and you can imagine how the role of social media has made this network move. We've always been a very small, had always had a small budget, but as you know, these tools can help us overcome small barriers like that. So we've also created free modules for teachers so they can get their feet wet with green map making. You can download those at greenmap.org/youth and just see if these tools might work for you. And again, they're made to be adjustable. But it's really been interesting for us over the years, and we've noticed how many people stumbled and had trouble because of the difficulty of creating a printed map. So in the last couple of years, we've launched the Open Green Map, and this is a Google Map-based tool that uses version 3 of the Green Map icons. We're now up to 170 symbols, the Google Map, and local knowledge. And you can find it at greenmap.org. And we were really trying to create a tool that would reduce the barriers to online interactive map making that was open to public interaction. So people anywhere can add their, suggest sites, they can add their own viewpoints, images, PDFs, and ratings about any site. So if you're taking your students to a local park or zoo or solar center, you maybe can share their reports right on the website, right on the site, on the Open Green Map with everybody around the world, and share what your students have learned that way. We've also created mobile tools now, so you can explore the map as well as add sites to it as you're out and about in the city. And for young people, you know, we need good things for them to do when they're out and about. So, and to making a green map or contributing to one is a really good way to do it. We do have a Facebook account. In fact, we just use our Facebook group to co-create an exhibit that opened 2 weeks ago now in Kitakyushu, Japan. It's part of the green recovery effort underway by our national network there. We have hubs in Japan, Cuba, Indonesia, and bigger regions such as Europe that are working together to develop more tools. Everybody is sharing the tools they're creating through our tool center, and We're crowdsourcing the translation so that Open Green Map platform now has, we're getting our 9th language in the interface right now. It's got about 17,000 sites and 200 maps on it. We'd really love to do more with it. Use it to engage your stakeholders in your community, to create something that takes your classroom out into the community. And we're really looking forward to working more with other kinds of social media to mash it up and see what we can do with this data and these tools to make even more things happen. Curriculum developers, we'd love to talk to you as well. So, you know, the world is really an amazing place right now. It's so complex. So part of what we've been doing recently is consulting more with projects that want to do even greater things with this. So we're finding the beyond the map impacts are very important. And so if you go to greenmap.org/consulting, you'll see how we've worked with local universities like NYU and Columbia and PACE, as well as K through 12 and after-school programs across New York City and around the world. And really, you know, the world is a beautiful place, and we invite you to come from where you stand and help everybody see it that way. So thank you so much again, and if anybody has a question, we have about 40 seconds left.
What's the next step? Where do you go from here? What's your dream?
Oh, our dream. Well, right now, you know, issues of climate change are very, Gio's asking what's next. So climate change is such an important issue right now. So we're working more on energy mapping. This is actually our energy map from 2006. It's now online. We'll be, during Climate Week, we're going to be doing more around that. We really need to get young people involved in being change agents in this arena. Our country is, I feel, very behind in this regard, and it's absolutely a critical issue. We have a ton of plans. I'll be out in the schmooze room, happy to talk with you more about those soon. Thank you.